Hello guys, it is, what time is it? It's like 10:08 here, 10:08 p.m. and we are at the Hikone Castle Hotel. Okay, well I'm here with John. I'm in John's room right now with Matt to catch you up to where we are this evening when we all got back together. This morning I woke up and I had breakfast and then we went to school and we went late and we didn't ride the train, we actually drove there, and it took us like half an hour, 45 minutes or so to drive, and it takes like 20 minutes to drive and take the train, like normal. But we drove there, and then we went to our class, and we sat around for a little bit, and then they had like a little goodbye thing for us, and they gave me a gift, which they all like wrote little notes to me and put it on like yeah.
I got the same thing.
Yeah. And they put it on like a little scrapbook board thing, kind of. It was really nice. And then they gave us pictures that they'd taken of us while that we were there. And then we went to the principal's office, and she gave us gifts from her and the assistant principal, which was a T-shirt. Do you have it here, John?
I
Do you have yours? Oh, all right.
It's really nice though.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's a cool T-shirt with a koi fish on it, and then
I'm leaving these for the maid.
we have a bunch of stuff that we don't want to take home back to America that are leftover gifts. Like Matt has a bunch of Petoskey stones, and he has these American flags he's leaving.
Okay.
I have a bunch of shoes I need to get rid of that I don't want.
There's some shoes, so I'm not throwing anything.
Yeah. Where was I?
Principal's office.
Principal's office, yes. She gave us the gifts, and they came in those. That's the bag right there, actually, the little thing on top of the suitcase. But they came with a T-shirt that was wrapped, and then some cool Japanese playing cards.
Those are really cool.
Yeah, and so that was a really nice gift from them. And then the English teachers came in. Two of the English teachers came in, and what was the one of them?
Madoka, the woman.
Oh, yes, okay, I'm sorry. Madoka gave us these cool fans, and she gave us the choice. There were two different ones. One said "I love you" in Japanese, and one said "why" in Japanese.
I like why.
And so John took "why." He just like jumped in there and chose his, and so I got "I love you." So, all right,
fine.
Whatever.
Like, why is so weird?
Yeah, I don't know why they'd write "why" on a fan, but oh well. So those were cool and very useful, it turned out, because we went. Then we went. John went back to his classroom, and we went down to the car where Okasan was waiting for us, and I got my school slippers and took them with me, because that was the last time I was going to the high school. And then we got out there, and they had locked both gates.
I know.
And
we had to pull them open, right?
We scaled them. And I think the only reason we did that was because there were some girls that walked out ahead of us that I think were just like leaving school.
Oh, yeah.
And they just like put their bags on the thing and casually hopped over the fence like they do it every day or something. So we did the same thing. Well, we called Okasan first, and she was sleeping in the car. We saw her, and we could see her because she was just over the fence, and we're laughing because she's not waking up. And so then we walked around and went back to the fence and hopped it, and then got in the car, drove home, and then we stopped to get gas, and the air conditioning turned off, and it got super hot in the car, so that fan that I got from Madoka was very useful, so thank you. And then then we went home, and I packed and it was really sad because I didn't want to pack at all. I wanted to stay so bad. I did not want to leave them.
You don't want to leave her.
It's really sad, but I was almost all packed, and I wrote little we had a thank you note they gave us to give to our family, and so I was writing in that, and when I was writing it I was just sobbing, crying, because I did not want to leave, and they'd been so great and I loved them, but I really didn't want to leave, and that was really hard for me to write just because I didn't want to say goodbye. But so I wrote this big long letter to them in this note card. I used both sides of the card, and so I put that in my backpack, and then I finished packing, and we went down and we tried to say goodbye. Junichi and Mommy left this morning before we went to the school, and so I said kind of a normal, casual bye to them. Like we say "Itarashai" when they leave the house, which means go and come back. But it was different because it wasn't like the same goodbye as everything else. As like with the rest of the family that actually came and said goodbye. So I'm kind of sad because I didn't get to say a real goodbye to them. But and then Akihiro also went to school, and I don't know if he was there or not, but the elementary school, like I said in most of my videos, is right across the street from our house. So we went out, and in the driveway we were waving to the kids, trying to flag down Akihiro because they were on recess and it was his class, but we think he went inside. I'm not sure if he was out there or not, but we waved, and so I tried to say goodbye to Akihiro. We packed up and we put all my Pocky and magical snacks I spent like $50 on in a giant cooler because they were freaking out because it was gonna melt, and so they wouldn't let me pack it yet. And then we packed my giant suitcase into their car, and we drove. And on the way to Hikone, we stopped at a couple places. We went shopping at a big store. I don't know what it was. I'd never been there before. And we went to a pet shop inside there, which was really cool. Very different than American pet shops, much more expensive. But then we also went to lunch at it was a very traditional restaurant. It was really, really good. I had this huge tempura platter, and they just kind of pointed to it on the menu. I'm like, oh yeah, that looks good, we'll get that. And then they all got ramen, and so I felt really awkward because I had this giant platter of food and they all had ramen. They just like slurp it down really fast, and I'm sitting there like trying to finish it, and I didn't actually finish all the food because it was so much food. Then we went to Starbucks, and I got a matcha brownie frappuccino, which was the best thing ever created, because it was like the green tea frappuccino, so it just tastes like green tea, basically green tea ice cream kind of, and then on the top it was whipped cream, and then like there's a brownie that was crumbled over the top. It was amazing. After that we headed to Hikone, and we got these cool bubble things. So we went up to Lake Biwa, and we went out and blew bubbles with like the little bubble pipe thing. It's kind of cool. We don't have them in America. They're different than like a bubble pipe. They're cool though, and they work really well. And they were cool color changing bubbles. Then we went up to the lake and walked down to the beach and got some pictures, and it was cool to see the lake for once. And then we came to JCMU, and we started the goodbye ceremony, and it was super sad. It was really nice to see everyone again from Michigan. Catching up. Everyone's like has so many stories to tell, and everyone's just talking. But it was really sad because we had to give these goodbye speeches to our family, and I didn't realize it until then. But we started kind of towards my end, and you were the third person, right?
Yeah.
John was third, I was fourth, and then Matt was fifth. And John went, and then I went, and I was just...
Tell the thing about my host mom, she hugged me. That is a big deal.
So that was a big deal for us, for them to make that step into American culture like that. And we got to me, and I gave my speech, and I started crying, like, off the bat. It was terrible. I don't think they could understand me because I like lost my voice as I'm doing it, and I was just sitting there crying, and all the Japanese mothers are like, "Aw," and they all started crying, and they all got out their handkerchiefs, and it was really funny because I'm like, it was a happy sad, but I also really did not want to say goodbye to them, and I thanked them for everything. I kind of gave a shortened version of what I wrote in my thank you card to them because I didn't know we had to give the speech, but so that was super sad. And then I had tissue and I passed them down for everyone just because everyone was crying, and then it was a really emotional thing. And then we went to we moved on, and we had snacks, and those were good. And then after we had like a snack and social time, the sayonara party was pretty much over, so we had to clean up, and then we got a bunch of pictures, and then we went downstairs, and we went and got our bags and started loading them on the bus, and everyone was really sad, saying goodbye to their families.
We left the bag in the car, and we had to but they hugged me a second time. It was amazing.
But It was super sad. I did not want to say goodbye at all, and the whole time, I think I have a video of it, but as soon as I got on the bus, we were just waving the whole time, like not wanting to say goodbye, and we were waving until we couldn't see each other anymore, and it was just super sad, and so I'm missing them right now. But we said goodbye, and we drove to the hotel, which was like a 4-minute drive or so. It was really short, and we were on a Japanese style tour bus that was really tight, and we all had to squeeze, and because it was barely held all of us.
Unlike our luggage in the actual.
Yeah, and we had another like shuttle van thing that stole some people's luggage. It stole Risa and Caitlin's luggage, and my luggage was on there also, but mine was up front and theirs was in the back, and they didn't know there was luggage in the back, so they just unloaded mine, and whoever else's was up front, and then drove away. So they had to call them, and they came back and they got their luggage all right. But then we went to dinner, and we walked by a bunch of restaurants, and I think some of them were too expensive, and then some of them didn't have enough room for all of us, and we finally came to this Japanese bar. And so we went into the Japanese bar, and they didn't actually have like any actual meals. It was all alcoholic beverages and appetizers.
Like
so
food between your drinks.
Yeah, and so what we ended up doing was the chaperones and like the adults, the group of adults, they were asking us what we wanted to make sure stuff was okay, and they just got a bunch of different stuff for us to try. So we had fries, chicken kebab things, it was like salad pizza. It was like lettuce, tomatoes, and mayonnaise on like a tortilla crust kind of, and then there was another kind of pizza, and there was, what else was there? There were dumplings, and I mean, it wasn't bad food, but it really wasn't a meal, I would say. It was just weird, and I came over here, and we just made this video, and we are at the Kone Castle Hotel, and tomorrow we get up.
Can we see from our room?
Yeah, I don't know. When I looked earlier, the lights were turned off on the castle, but you can still see, like, are all the lights turned off now?
You can see where it should be. It's like that foggy haze up there.
It's not that little light in the corner. That was a headlight of a car, but yeah, it was lit up earlier in the night. It's getting late now, but there were you could see the castle from the windows. It was lit up and all cool and fancy, and they turned it off now to conserve energy and let people sleep. But so it's pretty bright. So, yeah, that's where we're at. Tomorrow we have some free time in the morning to either go shopping or climb the castle if you haven't already. I don't think I'm going to because those stairs are...
I'm gonna go. I want to try again. I need more pictures.
See, I'm satisfied with the number of pictures I have, and you should be satisfied too, because you have like, what, 10,000?
It's more than 15,000.
Oh, it's 15,000 now. It was 10,000 yesterday, so...
I took a lot today.
Yeah. I think I took like 150 today, but, and I have only taken like 600 pictures this whole trip, so, so we had free time in the morning, and then we head to the airport, and then we head home, and then we fly for like 14 hours, and then we get back to Michigan at like 11 o'clock at night, and then I have to drive an hour to get back to my house, so I'm not going to be home until like midnight, but whatever. So, I'll see you guys all tomorrow, so bye.
Sayonara.
Say bye, Matt.
Bye.